Man, we got a really, really, really super big show tonight. Coach Cole done it again. He done brought y'all another HBCU legend, SWAC Hall of Famer. Somebody who I found out was raised in the SWAC. But there's a special little twist to this story, and I'll let our special guest get into it, man. What up, everybody? This is your boy Rocky, and you're welcome to another edition of the HBCU Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Rocky Miller, along with my co-host, the Bishop, the Rattler, the FAMU alumnus who has won 2 consecutive games in this season.
Listen, now we got the game of the year, baby. We got the game of the year. All we have to do is get on the winning streak.
They go from wanting to fire their coach, running him out of town. They almost carried him off on their shoulders last week. None other than my friend, my guy, Mr. Bishop Stephen Campbell.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here tonight, boy.
Let me give you some applause, man. The way those Rattlers been playing, man, they deserve a little applause, man. Hey, you had a rough stretch there for a while, Campbell. You had a rough stretch, but you've recovered, and I'd like to congratulate the Rattlers on 2 consecutive victories. So 2
consecutive, no matter what the record is or who we play, doesn't matter. A win is a win.
You're only good as your last game.
That's it, man. That's it. So,
and we had a really interesting weekend in the SWAC, and I can't wait to get in and start discussing this weekend with you guys. Coach Cole is on the way. He had a previous engagement, and he's not late. He just delayed. He's going to be here. So all you guys, I know you guys come here for Coach Cole, and me and Stephen Campbell is going to try to hold it down for you until Coach Cole gets here. But the guy we got as a guest is a big deal. A big deal. Before we get into that, I wanna acknowledge something that's also a big deal. This is something that I hadn't seen, I think, since Prime left the conference, right? What I'm about to see. Probably since Prime left the conference. I could be wrong, but y'all let me know. Here it goes.
You get my second stick. Andrew Body, Alabama State. This is your helmet, but I'm going over here since I messed it up already. 79% completion percentage, 304 pass yards, 5 passing touchdowns as they beat Alabama A&M. We're going with Haynes King, Georgia Tech quarterback entry.
Hey, that's awesome, Mr. Campbell, to have a player that's been on our show that we have all championed as one of the best players in the SWAC to be acknowledged on the nationally televised ESPN college football show, and they had the Alabama State helmet up there with getting Andrew Body a helmet sticker. What do you think about that, Mr. Campbell, as a HBCU historian?
Man, listen, all we want is recognition. And this is what I'm so proud about Andrew. And we're going to have my guy getting ready to come on, keeping that legacy alive. And just to let people know, that means they're watching. And all I ask is just to watch, see what we got going on. So, I'm so proud. He represents the university. He represents his fraternity. He represents all of us. And, man, hey, man, and bottom line, you only get a helmet sticker if you balling out. You know what I'm saying? If you ball, you get the call, as Brian would say. So the boy was balling, man. The boy was balling. The boy was shimmying. They had 70,000 folks in there, man. Listen, looking at him. And, Sam Shea, hey, man, listen, he had his welcome to the SWAC moment. Welcome to the SWAC. And E-Rob was going to let him know that. They boys, but I got to welcome you to the SWAC. This is how we got to do it. So, man, very, very proud of Andrew, man. And, and this is what, hey, man, just keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Just keep getting more of them, because that's what you want. And like I said, we'll talk about it, man. We don't know what the future holds, but I live in the moment right now. So you still got a lot to play for. They got a big game down there in Texas, back down the way he's home, man. And man, keep doing it. Keep doing it.
All right, man. As you alluded to it, our guest, much like Darnell Kennedy and also Andrew Body, he's part of this legacy of having dynamic, explosive quarterbacks at Alabama State. With no further ado, I'll step aside and let you give our next guest his proper introduction.
Listen, man, you all know I'm from a great city called Jackson, Mississippi. And one thing about Jackson, what we always say, we produce nothing but superstars. But not only do we produce superstars, the class of 88 that y'all know I'm proudly repping all over the city of Jackson, went all over the nation. My homeboy, SWAC Hall of Famer, all-time great Alabama State, Lanier High School stand-up 833, Ricky Jones.
No doubt. Guys, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, Mr. Jones? Hey, I want to thank you first off for agreeing to be on our show. You're one of the guys, I must admit, Mr. Jones, I just come into the SWAC 5 years ago, following the SWAC, right, covering the SWAC, and you, along with Darnell Kennedy, along with Robert Kent, of course, Doug Williams, Steve McNair, you're mentioned among the great quarterbacks, Shaq Harris, among the great quarterbacks that have played in the SWAC. And so, to be perfectly honest with you, it's an honor and a privilege to have you sitting here, this interview with us, and sharing your story with us. And I'll step aside and let you and Mr. Campbell kind of lay out what you mean to SWAC football and what you've done in this game.
All right.
Well, Ricky, here's the thing. Why I'm so excited, because one of the things that, like we say, I actually saw you play in high school.
Oh yeah,
I actually saw you dominate at Newell Field, Hughes Field.
Only two field right then, yeah.
Hey, come on, you know that's where we played our football at, on the Friday and on Thursday nights.
There you go. That's it.
You know, and I was in North Jackson, so you know, anytime you gotta play Murrah or play Callaway, that was a big. Well, you know, all the city game was big game, but being a North Jackson guy, and man, everybody was like, man, Lanier got this dude that's just straight working folks, man, and to sit back and to see the greatness. And what's funny, he's gonna tell a story of a coach that he lived next to that kind of missed out on an opportunity. I'm gonna let you tell that story. But the thing about it was, then you went on to Alabama State. I went on to FAMU. Followed your career. We played you all, and then we talked about it. And I'll let you tell a little bit more about that. Got to see my guy, like, man, that's my homeboy right there, whooping us down there in Mobile. But just to see how your life has turned out to be one of the all-time greats, not only at Alabama State, to be a SWAC Hall of Famer. And you got to understand, so from the city we're from, we got a lot of those guys that are from that city that are SWAC Hall of Famers or played at Jackson State. And to look at part of who you are, you helped build that program at Alabama State. I think a lot of people don't know that your class.
My class.
Yeah, I know these things. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and what Houston Markham meant to that program and to get your teammate, who's now the coach, Eddie Robinson Jr. So we're going to talk about that. So, Ricky, what I think was kind of best is, why don't we let people know, and I think this is a great story, in the world there's somebody that's all city, all state, from Jackson, leave and then go to Jackson State.
Ooh, man. Hey, the only thing I can say, I say 3-4 words. What was told to me by the legendary himself, W.C. Gordon, you know, rest in peace. You know, when I finally, took a visit to Jackson State, which was 2 weeks before signing day. We ranked number 4 in the state, living there, we whooping up heads, W.C. Gordon could walk out his front door and look to his right, and he could see Lanier High School, But 2 weeks before signing day, that's when he brought me in, me and a couple more guys on a recruiting trip. So the Sunday, the Sunday, time for us to leave and go back, he always, he interviewed with the recruits one by one before they left. But see, the thing about me, he didn't interview me at the hotel. He let me go home, and he called me over. So I had to walk through the passway from my street to his street.
Wait a minute. Now, Tell people how close you live to W.C. Gordon.
Right behind him. That's why I just told you I had to walk through the passway through one street to his street, or I stay right behind him. You know, so I went over there. We sat down and talked, and this is what he told me. You know, a lot of people don't believe, but this is what he told me. That's what prepared me to go to a black school so I could play against him. He said, Ricky Jones, you're not a quarterback, son. You're not a quarterback. He said, what I want to do, I want to bring you in, give you a scholarship. I want to redshirt you your first year. And then when Kevin did vacate this free safety spot, I want you to step in at free safety. I want you to play free safety. I shook my head. I looked at him. I remember what I said. I said, Coach, thanks, but no thanks. I said, I see you on the flip side. Exact word. I remember that like it was yesterday. And so that's what prepared me to go to Alabama State. And plus, I had a brother going to school in Alabama and Birmingham at the time. So it was good. My mom said it was good for me to be close 8 miles, from my brother, just in case I needed someone, But I really didn't know where I was gonna go, at the time when I came out of high school, because I had, plenty of colleges, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, USM, a lot of swag schools, even had Oklahoma, Barry Switzer, they were running the option. To be honest, I was leaning toward, Oklahoma, because they were running the option at the time, which, but I didn't know. But when I had that visit with Coach Gordon, he told me I wasn't a quarterback. So I had to make sure, that I get a chance to play against him and show him, what I can do and what he missed out on.
Now that is the one thing that I think is so awesome. Now look, I'm gonna turn because Coach Cole is here, and I know he's got a lot. I'm gonna come back. We gonna get into it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But I got one thing to say. How many times did you beat Jackson State?
I went 2 for 2. 2 for 2. But put it like this, the 2 times I started, we won.
There you go.
I just want
to put that on the last 2 years, your junior senior year.
Yeah, we won. I came in and played my freshman year. I came in and played my sophomore year, but I wouldn't have started.
Mm-hmm.
But when I started, we handle our business.
All right, well, Coach, you here? I'm gonna turn it over to you, because me and my homeboy go. Hey, listen, we 88 right here.
Hey, look, y'all go ahead. I'm getting myself situated, because all I know is I was a young coach at the time, and we came to Alabama State down at the Crampton Bowl. Mm-hmm. And we were playing this cat, man. Watch for the play action pass, and he can't get outside the end. He get outside the end.
That's it.
And hey, man, we had some guys, man. Coach, we had Mike Strahan.
Yeah.
Went to the Giants. We had Joe Birch went to the Patriots. We had Elvin Evans went to the Cowboys.
I know Mac Strahan was able to pin him up in that.
No, he didn't touch me. He didn't touch Ricky Jones.
We slowed him down, Coach.
Yeah, but he didn't touch.
That Will Moore caught the touchdown over in the corner to tie it up. And the clock, the lights, everything went off. The refs went off. Everything went off. But it was
Rocky, let me say, Rick, I'm gonna let you join in. But you gotta say, Rocky, what was crazy? They were undefeated, and that was the tie. They went 11-1. Yeah. And there you go with those guys. Because everybody was like, wait, and confirm about Rick, you was saying, everybody was like, they tied Texas Southern?
Man, you know how it is when you go to Texas Southern. You play the ball, man, in the swag. You already know you go down to Texas Southern, but you playing more than just a football team. You know what I'm saying? Jackson State, them alumni, they know. Hey, he know they took a touchdown back from us that game. Yeah. He ain't gonna talk about that. They took a touchdown. They said we was out of bounds, the back of the end zone, but we wasn't. We saw it on film, but that's Texas Southern. But yeah, we tied them. That's the only blemish. On that 19 winning streak that we went on.
They don't never take enough of them though.
No, they don't.
Rick, I think that was the first time in HBCU history that they actually played a national. That was the first time when they actually got a real national champion. Because y'all went and played North Carolina A&T, right?
Yeah, that's the first one. They used to always just give a black school the national title, but that was the first time you actually played a game to become a black college national champion. You're right about that. We were the first one back in 1991. Yep. Right. They were playing. They were called the Heritage Bowl then. They switched it to Celebration Bowl.
Yeah. Now y'all know he played with the great one, Eddie Robinson and Reggie Barlow. And Braxton and the whole crew, you had great guys around you, man. And Alabama State has always been ahead of people when it comes down to support. You know what I mean? Y'all had a great support as well. Back then, when you were choosing where you wanted to go to school at, black schools was just as important as they would call them Power 5 schools.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I was great. I made all state, so I'm going to the state school. It was Jackson State. I was going to Alabama State. I was going to, those top schools as well, right?
Oh yeah, Alcorn, Grambling, hey, top schools, baby.
Yeah.
You know.
How you feel now, that you're out and you look back and people sometimes say negative stuff as if you can't get where you want to go going to a black school?
Man, that's not true, man. Hey, I tell these kids right today, they literally look at the Power 5, look at the TV, but don't forget, SWAC, black football, HBCU, they on TV now too. So, they want to look at, the Power 5 schools, and I tell them all the time, and like y'all heard it before, hey, man, it don't matter where you playing at. If you go out there, do your thing, handle your business, man, hey, they going to find you, and the only thing you need is an opportunity and a chance, and you get the NFL team, they bring in a lot. They probably don't draft them, but they bring in a lot of HBCU football players. They give them opportunity. So when they give you that opportunity, now it's up to you to make best of that opportunity. When you out there, handle your business,
Yeah.
So you see a lot of guys right now that's playing in the NFL that didn't get drafted, man. But they got that opportunity and they made best of that opportunity. And that's why they're in the NFL right now. So it don't matter where you go, because back then when I was playing, they were selected then. We would get drafted. You know what I'm saying? We would get drafted. Jackson State, one year, I know they had probably about 7 or 8 guys got drafted 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we get drafted.
Did some of your close friends go to Division 1A programs at that back in time?
Only one that was behind us, dude named William Gaines. He went to Florida A&M. I mean Florida Gators.
Gators,
Yeah,
yep.
and I forgot
Big Gaines did go down to Florida.
Yeah, and my tight end, what's that name? Robinson. He played tight end. He went to Ohio State. They were like 2 years behind him. Oh yeah,
he came up there.
His name Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson. Yeah. He was about 6'5", 6'6", big boy.
Now, both of you guys appreciate this. One of the things that I know of going to a black school, of course, I went from Ohio to Texas, is when on Christmas time, when you came back, Ricky, as a superstar of the superstar you was in high school, you also had stories to tell about campus life, party life. Kind of go through that. When you had chose to go to Alabama State, did you ever feel like, man, I might have should have went somewhere else?
No, to be honest, I didn't. It never crossed my mind. I was happy, where I was at. I never thought about going to a white school, because, African American people, I love them. I love my people, and to me, they're like one big part of every day. On HBCU campus, you know what I'm saying? So we enjoyed ourselves, we did some things that we would not reveal to nobody. You know what I'm saying? We did. You been in car, you know how it is, but we enjoyed ourselves, man. We had some time, so no, I never thought about going nowhere else.
Now,
hey, Coach, I want to say something, and Rick is going to understand this. Jackson was just different because we had so many people that was HBCU centric around us. And Ricky know this. Nobody from Jack and Ricky, I'm not lying about this. Not one guy from the city ever went to Ole Miss.
So did.
Never.
I do my time.
All state, all American. Not one guy. And matter of fact, and his name will come to me. That dude from the coast that played quarterback that was 2 years ahead of us, he took his ass up there, and everybody told him, "Don't go up there.
Don't go that way." Yeah.
And coach, so you gotta stand. So you kind of had people. Like I say, they went down to Florida. You had a guy went down, I think, went to LSU, USM, and Mr. But when I say nobody from Jackson went to Ole Miss, nobody. So it was like a big thing, like Ricky said, to go to a Grambling, to go to a Jackson State, to go to Alcorn, to go to Alabama State, because like you say, it was like, man, we getting drafted from here. Why do I need to go?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so that's the whole thing, man. That's what's so crazy about that when you say that. So for us in Jackson, it wasn't like we, you know, and I don't want to take this over, but when I got to Florida, I was just so shocked and went down how it was so Florida centric of Florida State, Miami, and I'm like, we don't Georgia, we don't rep Mississippi State like that. We don't rep Ole Miss like that. You know, so I just had to put that out because Ricky knows exactly what I'm talking about. So, Coach, I'm sorry, I just wanted to add that context to that.
No, I was going and see now that you're back, you come back to the community. Have you explained where you are? You know, you're sitting back, you look relaxed, man. You know, your life seems like it's going in the right direction. Tell them where you're at now and what they've done for you at this. You still a hero.
Man, I'm back in my hometown, Jackson, Mississippi. You know, back in my alma mater, you know, Lindner High School. You know, hey, in 2027, Cole, I can walk away. I can retire, man. And I got a couple more years, I can retire. You know, so I'm just living my life, you know, but I'm doing a little coaching, a little football. You know, like I was telling him, you know, I retired. I called myself retired from football last year, you know, but I was out for one season. But then another guy from Callaway High School, he got the head coaching job. He looked at the roster, Lindner roster. He was like, he called me, he said, Rick, man, I don't see you on Lindner roster, man. You still coaching? I said, man, I shut it down. You know what I'm saying? I'm done coaching. I'm gonna sit back and for these last 3 years, I'm gonna sit back and go see me some Alabama State football, and I'm gonna walk up out of there. But then he said, man, I need you at Callaway. He said, Lindner don't want to use you. They don't want you. He said, man, I want you. Come to Callaway. So I gave him a week or two. I had to think about it, you know, and find out I had a nephew for me going to Callaway. So I was like, okay, man, I come over there and help you out. So that's where I'm at now. You know, I'm at Callaway High School, but with 2 more years, I can retire.
No, I'm actually saying you told me you at the cigar bar. We need to give them a shout out.
Coach Jackson, man. Hey,
tell them where you are and what they done for you, how you set up.
Oh man, this family, man. You know, I'm at Havana Cigar Shop on I-55 Furnace Road, right in North Jackson, baby. This where I be.
What is it called?
Havana Cigar Shop.
Okay, because I actually called a game down near there, Mississippi Valley and A&M, and I ain't have a cigar bar to go to.
Oh man,
it's called Savannah.
Havana
Okay.
Cigar Shop, man. One of the best cigar shop in Jackson, man. I mean, we just like family around here. You know, got a lot of guys, they outside now. They in the back on the patio watching us as we speak. You know, I mean, they got me in the room, shut the door, it's just me. This is a room where they sit down and smoke cigar with the TV, but they gave it to me.
Well, if the owner's around, you know, this is HBCU, man. We want to give them some shout out and some love. They taking care of you like they supposed to. If you get a chance to come in, get him in the camera, because you know, hey man, that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah.
Like love, Coach.
Yeah, he said he was gonna show up tonight, but I haven't heard from him yet. You know, the guy that run the cigar shop. He's a good guy, and matter of fact, he done put out a book. I told him I'm gonna put his book up here and show his book. You know, you know, he written the book. You know, but he haven't showed up yet. But if he do, I hope he come knock on the door or something. Yeah, we bring him off in here.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, I'm trying to tell you, man. Shout out to I-55 North. That's North Jackson right there. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. Now, listen, that's my neck of the woods there, Coach. And I know exactly where that cigar bar is. I've been there. Good folks right there and everything. So, man, listen, shout out to the people that Jackson take care of my homeboy and stuff like that. Because, see, Coach, no matter one thing about Jackson, I tell people this, and Ricky, here's the funny thing. This social media thing is different, you know what I'm saying, and people. So people think they know people and things like that. I said, bro, I'm international and local enough. When I go to Jackson, I am Jackson. Do not get it twisted. So when you from Jackson, man, and you done with Ricky Dope, man, people don't forget. I'm talking about you from the littlest to the oldest. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody kind of knows everybody. So shout out to them. Shout out for them, you know, giving you a great space to come on and stuff like that, man. Like I said, you looking fabulous. But I just want to know, that's the Jackson community, straight up.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, like I said, then what's so bad about it, all of them JSU fans. Don't tell nobody. But they take care of me, though, man. They still look after me. They take care of me. You know, a lot of these JSU fans, they my family. You know, I went to Alabama State, man. We still close. We still jank, especially since they beat me a couple of weeks ago. Now, wait
a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. Big game. Did you get a chance to go to the game? Would you go to the game?
Yeah, you know, I was on the sideline.
Okay, now, Rick, you on the sideline. You a Jackson guy. You leave the state. I know you went to the Havana bar. You went to the cigar bar. What happened when you rolled out that blue and white was on top of you?
Oh man, hey, they still talking. They still talking now, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, after the game, came down to the cigar shop. Oh man, they gave it to me, man. They gave it to me. You know, cause we talked all for the last couple of weeks before we played. Oh, we talked. You know, put a little money down. You know what I'm saying? I had to come in and pay everybody off, man. You know, I had to pay everybody off. So they let me have it, man. They let me have it.
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Go ahead, Rocky.
Let me ask you this here. First off, I'm a cigar connoisseur myself, Mr. Jones, and so I gotta ask, what you smoking, my brother?
Placencia right now, baby.
Oh yeah, you smoking good. You smoking good.
Oh yeah. And you want to know what I'm drinking?
What's that?
Hey, that dude's 12, baby. Wake up in the morning, you won't have no headache or nothing. You know,
hey, Mr. Jones, you living good, sir. Anybody who know Mr. Jones living right. He's smoking a Placencia cigar with that Dewar's 12. It just don't get no better than that.
Hey, Rocky, you know what, Rocky? I don't drink that much, you know. I just really drink on days start with tea. You know what I'm saying? Like Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Thursday, today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. You know what I drink, man.
Rick, you gotta tell us at least about one story. You gotta tell a story either about Reggie Barlow or Coach Robinson. Or I knew all them cats. You gotta give me one good story, but with your personality, you probably don't cuss everybody out in the
man. I done cuss Markham out and everything, man. Markham, I can tell you a story about me and Markham. Me and Markham got a story more than.
Go ahead, Coach Markham. Let us have one.
Hey, before we get started, let me tell. Why did you get suspended for the FAMU game?
It was on a Sunday. You know, on Sundays. We have a meeting on Sunday, and then we'll go outside at night and we'll run. They call it run the kinks out, you know, from day before playing in the game. So we was outside, you know, running, and they told us to run around the field. And it was doing a little raining out there. So they said, go all the way around the field, go behind the goalpost, stay outside the field. So me being me, you know, I want to run on the field. I ran inside the goalpost instead of outside. So the offensive coordinator, coach, he said, Ricky Jones, go in. Just go in, son. So I left. I went in, you know, but I didn't go to Houston Markham. I went to the dorm. So I started hanging out on campus. You know, I'm chilling while they had practice. So the next day, that night, Markham found out, hey, he came and got me out of my room, you know, and took me to his office. And we talked, and he said, well, son, I'm going to find out tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, what I'm going to do with you. So the next day, he called me in and said he's going to suspend me for that FAMU game, which is that following week that we had to play. Wow. So he suspended me for the game. So that's why. That's the first time I got suspended. I got suspended again, too.
Now Rocky, here's the bad thing. Now, mind you, now they coming down there. They don't have their quarterback, right? And them suckers still beat us 23-8.
Yeah, 23-8. That was the score.
Still beat us 23-8. And I will say this again, because I'll explain it to you. FAMU was in a very interesting transition. That's when the height of Florida State, you know what I'm saying, and Miami and Florida. So FAMU football was kind of like in between. Thank God that we brought it back. And I'm sitting up there at this game, and everybody like, man, when the band gonna play? I'm like, bro, we lose this game. I'm talking about this game right here. So you know, come on, man. And then, like I say, then he play the next year, and then there he go.
Yeah. Next year we beat y'all 44-32. Y'all came to Mobile for that classic. Yeah, wow. We beat y'all pretty bad. I had a good game that game. Rushed for 3 touchdowns, threw for 1, threw for almost 300 yards, rushed for over 100 some yards. Yeah, I had a good game that game.
Now, Ricky, let me ask you this, right? I remember guys in the SWAC. Now, again, these are guys I heard about, didn't necessarily see, but they ultimately would become stars. Fred McNair, not Fred McNair, but Fred was a star too. But
Fred was a star, yeah.
Steve McNair, Doug Williams, Shaq Harris, Robert Kent, some guys from Jackson State. What happened to the quarterback position in the SWAC? Because we didn't, for the last 5 or 6 years, we didn't have a dip. But in your opinion, I've asked everybody that question. What happened to the great SWAC quarterback?
In my opinion, hey, Power 5, the big school. That's where they going, man. We not getting the athletes like we used to, man. We just not getting them. Now look at Jacoby. Where did he go before he went to Jackson State? Came to Jackson State. It wasn't a Power 5 school, but he went what? Syracuse. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. See, back then we want to go to a black school, man. You see what I'm saying? We want to go to a black school, but now, no, man. They see TV. You know, they giving out their NIL money, man. So you ain't finna get no hellified quarterback just come to the sweat like we used to. You know, if they do, believe me, they've been went to a Power 5 first and see, okay, I can. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to come down to the sweat, but right off the rip, we just not getting them. Now that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and this year is almost a renaissance, in my opinion, because you had Jacobian over at Jackson State. You got Ransom at Bethune-Cookman. You had Brown at Alabama A&M. T-Stat at Grambling. These guys are really playing the quarterback position the way it used to be played back in the SWAC. Now what's happening is these quarterbacks are dealing with injuries, right? Is there anything you can see that these guys need to do to stay healthy? Because Brown, Jacoby, and that have all went out on injuries.
Well, hey, the only thing I can say, Rocky, they just don't make them like they used to. You know what I'm saying? They just, these kids fragile, man. They fragile, man. Like I said, when I played that position, Rocky, I never slid. I never ran out of bounds. My coach used to get mad. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't slide. I played my position. I played my position like I was playing linebacker.
Ricky, tell people what's your size. What was your size in college? What was you height and weight?
I was 6'1", 190. Run the 4.340.
Wasn't no little dude, bro. He wasn't no little dude. And he was just running over folks over there. Poor Jim Hill. They played Jim Hill, just wrecked them and everything. No, man. So
offenses weren't designed for the quarterback to run unless he came off of a bootleg or he extended the play and made it happen. Offenses now, our quarterbacks are involved in the run as well as what he's saying about the Division I-A schools taking the best quarterback. This spread offense is designed for the quarterback to run, you know, and that's what's happening. And when you only got 5 blockers and every now and then a blocker in the back, you know, you expose yourself to getting hit big. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
You know, I'll say this, Coach. You say that quarterbacks wasn't designed to run back then, but I remember back when we played football. Now we played the wing tee, the quarterback ran. The triple option, the quarterback ran.
There you go.
Right. We even used to have something called student body right, and the quarterback ran.
Yeah, I agree with you because I ran the ball a lot. We ran triple option. We ran triple option in Alabama State. We ran the sprint out. But like I said, everything I did from up under the center. You know, I never got in the shotgun. You know, I played that old school football and everything. Like I said, I was up under the center, man. So I had to drop back 5 yards or 7 yard step, then read the defense.
Let me say this. We used to even do this, even in high school and when I played in college. We would have live periods where we would say, the coach would say, the quarterback is live.
It's live. Yeah.
Hey, right. When you talking about now, because y'all knew we were talking about back then.
Hey, none of them programs won either.
Coach, hey, 8-3-3-1, Coach. We won. We did. We ranked number 4 in the state. We hit every day in practice in high school. Every day. Even at Alabama State.
What I was getting to is Mr. Jones, is the quarterback now is shielded from all contact unless it's in the game.
In the game.
Do you think that has affected the quarterback's durability? Because again, that's just my opinion. There's the fact that they only get contact in the game. Do you think that affects a quarterback's overall durability?
Yes, I do. I really do think that. You know, they need to feel some contact during the week, not just on the weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to get loosened up during the week, man. I mean, you don't have to sprint through them, but they need to get a little thugged up. You know.
Yeah. Real quick, Kenny Banks said y'all 9-0, coach.
Well, yeah, Little near 9-0. I'm at Callaway coaching. I'm still at Little
Okay.
Callaway coaching. Yeah, my board. Yeah, we 9-0.
Yeah, say 9-0, and y'all ranked number 3 in 5A, I guess, in the state. Okay. Yeah. I just give you a shout out. One of our viewers just giving you a high school shout out.
Yeah, appreciate it. We can tell them we got a tough game this week. We played Cleveland, so we get past them. I believe we end up being the number 1 5A team in our division.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, hey coach, like it's interesting, Mr. Jones. Me and you came out of high school the same year, right?
Okay,
and I remember guys who were quarterbacks for the University of Oklahoma. You may remember Jamel Holloway. You may remember Charles Thompson.
Yeah.
Right. Though you almost look, your height and weight was a prototype for an Oklahoma option quarterback. And you turned them down to go to Alabama State.
Yeah,
that's remarkable, coach. That would never happen in today's game.
Yeah. Oh no. Right. No, they've been jumped on that from the door, man. But like I said, yeah, I had opportunity, but hey, I had to go HBCU, especially what WC Gordon told me, so I had to play against him.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky, let me tell you something. One thing I just want to reference Rocky. Because Ricky, this is what's so funny. Rocky just can't comprehend in his Texas-centric Baylor living area that we could go to HBCUs and succeed in football. Every time you people listen, you were like the 6th person that's come on here that has played and said, bro, we wasn't going. Rocky, we weren't going.
No, we weren't going, man.
So I know it shocks you, but we were built different, bro. We was built different. I'm trying to tell you, and our parents didn't want to play that game. So I'm just letting you know. He is just, and I'm saying this joking with him because it totally blows his mind, Ricky, that all you superstars went to HBCU. But that was just what we did. That was what we did.
No. And you're absolutely right, Mr. Campbell. Coming out the same year, the top guys on my high school team two of them went to Texas A&M, one went to Oklahoma, and the other one went to his brother at Texas Tech. Like that's just what guys did. You know what I mean? It wasn't uncommon. And then the next year we had another 5 or 6 guys that would go to, at that time, Southwest Conference schools. They didn't consider schools like Prairie View and TSU as a viable option. And to be honest with you, Coach Cole never showed up in Waco, Texas, trying to recruit none of us, to be perfectly honest with you.
Man, no football players up there, man.
Hey, Coach. I guess Derek Johnson, Andy Witt. Come on, Coach. What I'm simply saying is it was a different mentality about we wanted to be like the stars we saw on the news and on television. And you're talking Earl Campbell. You're talking Eric Dickerson. You're talking, you know what I'm saying? Those are the guys that we emulated and wanted to be like.
Well, let me hit you on that, Rocky. I'm glad you said that. Because when Ricky and I grew up, we saw Jerry Rice. We saw Ike Hope. We saw Mark Brazil. We saw Walter Payton. You see what I'm saying? We saw superstars. We played, like you said, played against Michael Strand. So, that's what people are saying. In the state of Mississippi, all the Hall of Famers were at the SWAC school.
SWAC school.
You see what I'm saying? 2 of the top 5 players played Jerry Rice when we were coming up because Steve McNair's behind us. So you talking about Jerry Rice and Walter Payton in the top 5 of all. This is what we saw.
Arneas Williams.
So when you see it, Rocky, again, and to Ricky's point, you see all these guys all going to put all these defensive backs in the NFL. Jack State got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys getting drafted, and I'm talking about first rounders.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Ricky and those guys come through, so it was nothing for that because Ricky, I'm sure if you looked at the time when you played, you probably played against about 50 guys that went to the league minimum.
And for real, especially from Jackson State, man. Jackson State, then Alcorn, they were sending folks. Then Southern University, they were sending folks up, man.
So that's the thing, and Ricky just tickles me because, as they say, I'm the historian on here, and that's the reason why I'm just like, bro, listen, and again, I'm gonna keep saying this: the best schools in Mississippi was Alcorn and Jackson State Mississippi State and all, it wasn't even
They
a
were
thought
doing that.
process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right about that. They weren't
It
doing
wasn't
that.
even a thought. Oh, Miss, are you serious, man? Get up out of here with that. So that's why it's, you know, and the respect of Rocky to give that balance. But it was just, and you know, Ricky, and this is the thing that breaks my heart. When you look at the Alabama states, the FAMUs, the Jackson states and stuff like that, and I see kids not even considering it. You know what I'm saying? Where it probably might be the best place where they go and sit on a bench at Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Man, go to Jackson State, be a superstar.
Exactly.
Why are you going to Florida and you're not even playing? Come to FAMU and be a superstar. So that's the crazy thing about it, man. So not to take that over, but I'm just gonna keep reminding, man, we from Jackson, we built different, baby. We built different.
All day.
Oh man, yeah, crazy. All right, Coach, we got on something. Can you just give us a story? One of those stories with you and Coach?
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, this, you know, Eddie Robinson always talk about right now since he's been coaching that, hey, he never lost, you know, a Magic City class. He only lost one. And this the time when we were playing Alabama A&M my sophomore year. Okay, Coach, week before that, he was always tell me, hey man, you need to throw the ball more. You know, quit running, because they don't want me to get hurt. They thought I was gonna get hurt. Quit running, throw the ball. So this particular play was 3rd down to 8. We was up 10-7 in Alabama A&M. It was 3rd and 8. We did a sprint out, 19 sprint out. Slot receiver ran the post corner. My receiver named Harry Brook. So I threw the ball. I could have ran the ball. Probably could have got 30, 40 yards. But Howard Brook both wide open. I laid it out there, hit him dead in the hand, and he dropped the ball. So it was 3rd and 8. So I'm coming to the sideline. You know, I'm like, God, Lee, how he dropped that? And I had my head down as I walked past Houston Markham. He hit me on the shoulder, started cussing me out. You black, I mean, you go hard. You black son of son. You know, why you didn't run the ball? I said, man, you need to make up your mind what you want me to do, man. You tell me to throw the ball. When I throw it, now you want me to run the ball. I think you make no, you just scared. Yo, black scared. I said, man, you. He said, woo, no, you, Tony T, warm up. So that's the backup quarterback. So I cussed him out middle of the game. He cussed me back out and put me on the bench. And we know what? And I said, know what? I said, we're going to lose this game. Eddie Roberts tell you all day. I said, we're going to lose this game. And you know what happened? We lost the game. You know what I'm saying? So we would leave before I went out. You know, and we ended up losing the game. But second half, all the coaches, the player, they come up to me, man. I'm sitting on the fence, looking up in the stand, you know, I ain't thinking about them. You know, they, man, Rick, man, go apologize to coach, man. Go apologize to coach when you get back in, man. We need this game. I wouldn't do it for nothing in the world. So we end up losing that game, you know. But, yeah, that was one of the best stories, man, that we always talk about when we get together as Alabama State, the football team get together. Eddie Roberts, he loved to talk about it, you know. So we always talk about that and we laugh about it.
Now, how many years did you start?
I started my last 2. Solely just me started my last 2 years. My first 2 years, I started a certain game. The game I didn't start, I played wide receiver. So I had to be on the field. You know, if I wasn't starting at quarterback, you know, I'm playing wide receiver. See, as a freshman, we had two juniors quarterback. One of them was a starter. He's Tony T. He was 6'4", 215. He prototype. I mean, he can hum that ball. So he was a starter. Then the backup was a guy named Robert Days. He was a junior. You know, but they knew I had to play somewhere on that football field. So they were like, okay, if we don't start the kid at quarterback, we need to put Ricky Jones at wide receiver.
So your when first year there was in 96?
No, my first year there was 88.
88. I'm sorry, in 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my first year, 1988. And you know what? Yeah. And they were going to redshirt me. And I'm going to tell you how I got a chance to start playing. The 3rd game of the year, we played Texas Southern, my freshman year. Coach John McKenzie called me into his room, who was in Mobile. He said, Ricky Jones, I want to let you know we're going to redshirt you your first year. Oh, me, I'm stubborn, I'm mad. You know, I went out the room cussing, going, I'm mad. So the game, we played Texas Southern, your school, Coach.
Yeah.
You know, Texas Southern, they were looking bad back then. They weren't, you know, they were bad. The worst team in the swag. But look, Texas Southern was leading us at halftime, 7-6. And we had Big Brad Baxter. You know what I'm saying? We only had one first down. In the first half. And we losing by 1 point, 7-6. Hey, when at halftime, they put the first screen started, the second screen, then third screen that started. So when the halftime, Houston Markham mad, he going off. For some reason, I just got eye contact with him. You know, because I was like probably about the 5th or 6th string quarterback then. And he looked up at me. I looked up at him. He was like, Crab, you want to play? I'm looking at that. I'm like, yeah, I want to play. He said, well, you start second half. He said, you can't do no worse than these, Joker. So I went out there. I started. I had over 100-some yard rushing. You know what I'm saying? Did my thing. We wound up beating them 21-7. We beat them 21-7. From that point on, that's when they knew, okay, we got to put this kid on the field. He got to play.
Hey, we got somebody. Hey, we want to fact check that story, Mr. Jones. I understand. I think I got somebody on here who can fact check that story.
Who you got? Who you got?
Sir, can you fact check that story?
Hey, man. Hey, Ricky Jones is a bad man. Everything he tell you is true. This is Eddie Robinson. Rick, how's it going?
Man, that's my bro, man. He love that story. Eddie, what's up, you my man?
Hey,
Rick, we just thought you needed some help, baby. You know, they don't believe how bad you were, Coach. So we had to bring Swag on.
Nah.
You know, coaching on is Swag.
He played. Swag played with him. So he know everything about
now,
it.
One thing about Rick, man, he has the best memory. Like he'll tell me about games and the detail is amazing. You know, I got to go back and watch the film just to confirm what he said. But it's like once he tell a story, I kind of remember it. But it's like, man, just knowing the scores and the situations and what happened on third down and what the coaches said, I don't know how he does it, man.
Hey, quarterback, you got to have a memory. But Ebron, what's up, baby?
Yeah. Man, everything good. About to head down there to old Prairie View. Drive out there in the country and see if we can't play a tough game and get out of there with a win. Hopefully, that's the plan. You know.
Well, hey, I got faith in us. As long as you leading the way, baby, we got this, baby. I ain't worried at all. You know.
Yeah.
You can't play nobody like us.
It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a good swag football game. So we looking forward to it. So it'll be good. But nah, man, and let's talk about Ricky Jones, man. I tell all the kids on the team, you know, he was Michael Vick before Michael Vick, and not just because he wore number 7, but Ricky Jones is a bad man, and the people that see him and you watch those highlight tapes, the things he was doing at quarterback, and with Coach McKenzie at the offensive coordinator, it was next level type stuff, and so I'm sure he told y'all, but. I mean, he hadn't played defense or safety since high school and got drafted in the 7th round. So that'll tell you the type of athlete he was to go out there and perform at the level he did. It was amazing watching him, you know.
You mean tell me you ain't told us you got drafted?
No, yeah, I thought y'all knew.
No, we knew. We wanted you to say it.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all never got around to it, you know. So, but yeah, I got drafted. My favorite 8th round. You know, but I got word though. Joe McKenzie told me after the draft that the Raiders were looking for me during the 5th round. They didn't have no number on me, so I probably could have went 5th round to the Raiders.
Wow, Eddie, can you give us one story on my man? Whether it was a comeback or you went over there and said, "Hey man, quit turning the ball over."
It's so many great Ricky Jones stories. Rick, did you tell them about the one when we lost the classic?
I just told him that. I told him that everybody talking about when we get together, Coach. He talking about when I cuss Coach Morgan, cuss me back out. That's what he talking about.
Yeah. Well, Rick, what kind of leadership with Eddie? What kind of player was he?
Oh man, just like he is coaching. I mean, he always have been a leader. You know, he wasn't vocal. You know what I'm saying? He lived by what he did. You know, he wasn't no hooray type of player. You know, he just went out there and did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? So same way he played, that's the same way he coached. You know, yeah, but he was a good guy. That was my guy, man.
Yeah. Now, Coach Robinson, one. I know this is Ricky's show, but Rick's a Bama State too, man.
Oh yeah.
Jackson State losing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, can you just with Jackson State losing? Y'all now are tied, but they're ahead of y'all by them beating y'all by 1. How can Alabama State I know you've been doing the calculation.
Come on, Coach. Tell who your fan of this week, Coach.
So
Tell who
tell
your
us,
fan
Coach.
of.
Anyway,
We fam you, baby.
what y'all need to do to win the East? All right, I said it. Or what needs to happen?
You know, for me, now what I tell the kids, man, you gotta have that stoic philosophy, and I live by that. So that means that is no sense having regrets over the past, because you know we can't go back in time and change it, and there's no sense me worrying about the future, because I'm worrying about the future is gonna mess up the right now. So the only thing we could do is control, you know, going out there and playing our very best game against a really good Prairie View team, and the rest of it is gonna happen how it's supposed to happen. You know, so we can't. And I told the kids, like, we're on the bus and we won the Master classes, so we're on the bus, and then they like, man, the Jackson State game on, man, it's the tie game, it's a close game, whatever. So of course we cheering for Grambling and everything like that. And once they make the kick, and of course everybody was excited. But like I told the kids, the only reason you cared about them winning was because we won. Had we lost the Master Classic, it would not have mattered. You know what I'm saying? So we could go through what needed to happen, but in every scenario, Alabama State needs to win on Saturday. So that's the only thing we can control.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this, Coach. You won a championship with a dynamic quarterback at the helm, right? And I gotta ask you about this comparison between your dynamic quarterback that you have now and the great Ricky Jones. Is there any comparison? Are they alike in any way? Is there any correlation there that you can draw on?
I mean, it's a lot of correlations just from the leadership ability, just loving the game of football, being tough. I mean, Body can run. I think Ricky is just flat out a little bit faster than Body. I think just from a standpoint of just a pure foot race, man, I ain't seen many folks ever kiss Ricky Jones, man. When he took off running, it was get the kickoff team ready. It was man. It was amazing. And so I would say this: I have been blessed. When I tell you I've been blessed, it is nothing worse as a defensive player to be on a team with a bad quarterback. Because you just sitting there like, man, we playing great defense. This dude is just not going. Like, we almost got to put the ball on the 1 yard line for him. You know what I'm saying? But think about it, man. In college, I got to play with the great Ricky Jones. Then I go to the NFL. I get to play with Warren Moon for 2 years. Then I got to play with Steve McNair. Then I went to Jacksonville. I was with Mark Brunell. Then I was with Bledsoe for the Buffalo Bills, and now I got Andrew Body. So I've been blessed to play with some really good quarterbacks that's been on my side. So,
man, give me the 40 time, Ricky. Give me the 40 time.
I've been clocked at a high 4.3, like 4.38, 4.39, low 4.4. Oh yeah. All right. When I used to get out there, I get out there, man. Hey, and one coach back in the day, he said, hey, one thing about Ricky Jones, when he take off running, he don't run for a first down. He trying to run to the touchdown. He trying to get a touchdown. So you can't let that guy take off running. And he was right. Every time I took off, I ain't see nothing but the end zone.
Well, Coach, what about mom, dad, brothers? Where you get all this talent from? Was you chased at home when you were little? Was it handed down? You know, any bloodline through the family?
Well, yes, I do. I have some older brother played baseball. You know, they were pretty good in baseball. But my mom, she shot basketball. But I say I got my talent from being out playing against. I'm 12, 13 years old. I'm playing against guys 18, 19. I'm talking about playing tackle football. That's what we used to do back in the
street.
day.
In the street.
Yeah.
That's called child abuse now. That's child abuse now.
So, hey, Coach, I used to be the only guy in my neighborhood at 12 and 13 years old up there at JC Park playing against these guys 18 and 19. The other guy at my age, they used to be on the sideline watching and be like, man, you going out there and play with them guys? And when they used to throw the ball out, which was considered as a kickoff, they used to give me the ball to run it. And I used to run it all the way back. And I'm 12, 13 years old playing against 18, 19-year-old guys. So now, when I grew up and got on my level, so it wasn't enough for me to do what I do against guys on my level.
You was a man among boys.
Exactly,
Coach,
man. They taught me as a young age. You know,
Coach.
So that's why I always have said that's where I got my talent from playing against older guys.
Yeah.
And Ricky, you didn't run track at all, right? You didn't run track.
So I ran 1 year Alabama at Lindner High School. Went to the state in the 220 and the 100. That's the only year I ever ran track.
Street fast, coach. That's what we should call it. Just street fast.
Street fast. No training.
No training.
What I would have did if I was trained to run track.
Now, Coach Robinson, Ricky said he didn't have a red jersey on when he was in practice in college. Is that true? He said they were live. He was live in practice. I can't believe that, Coach. Y'all didn't touch him, did y'all?
I mean, you couldn't hit Ricky Jones. Everybody knew that. I mean, Rick. I mean, I tell people, man. They say, "Well, man, Coach, you was defensive player of the year and all that type of stuff." So we got on the Hornet Special. The Hornet Special was an old bus, looked like Martin Luther King bus. It couldn't go 60 miles an hour. We got that bus all the way to Houston, Texas, man. and so when Coach Markham would come out, because everybody get on the bus, we leaving at 3:00 sharp. So Coach Markham get on the bus. He said, "Is Ricky Jones on the bus?" They said, "Yeah, Coach Rick on the bus. Let's go." And that was it. For nobody else. Once Rick, now sometimes Rick might not have been on the bus, so that's why he had to check. But once Rick was on the bus, man, we was rolling out. So I mean, Rick was next level, man. I just from what he did in the passing game, and then his ability to make plays, and just it was phenomenal watching. I cannot. We have the 91 highlights here. I think I'm almost certain it's on YouTube. I'll send you guys the link so you can see that we played against Maynard and those lines in the what was the Celebration Bowl, Heritage Bowl at the time against North Carolina A&T. I mean, I think Rick, what you threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown.
My stats that game, I threw for 214 yards and 1 touchdown. I ran the ball for 14 times for 152 yards and 1 touchdown. And I caught the ball twice for 2 touchdowns. Both times I caught, I scored touchdowns. So I had 4.
Rick, you on the number, man. Rick, I be trying to tell them my stats, so they had to go get the newspaper to find my stats. Tim, you just remember them days.
I just remember, man. I remember
Rick
like
said
yesterday.
152, 214 and a half.
214, baby, throwing the ball. So, hey, I believe right today, that record still stand, cause you're not gonna find too many quarterbacks that gonna go out there and catch a ball and score 2 touchdowns. Every time he catch, he's scoring a touchdown.
But they were running reverse passes or something, Rick?
No. What they did, we did the tailback pass. Tailback toss to the tailback, and I just, when you toss to the tailback, you just run your fake out. So I ran my fake out, and tailback stopped, turned around, just threw it back to me, and put out 2 blocks in front of me, and both of them were 50+ yards. So it wasn't no little 12 yard. Now I caught it and just tugged it up under my arm, baby, made move, and got some yonder. That's all it did.
Hey, that sound like Ricky Jones 28. How many did A&T have?
How many who?
Did A&T have?
What score? What they had 13? We beat them 36 to 13.
So it was only
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.